Hello everybody and welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Arena video. You voted and I have done my best, and I have to say I did start with 4 of this in the deck and it is literally unplayable. You will see later during the games when at the rating disruption that has happened to me trying to make this card work, which may be a little hint on how the video is going to go, but this deck is the best deck I have managed to squeeze this card into. Put it this way, it is a struggle. If anyone else has had any success with this card at all, please do let me know. But you guys voted for me to try and play Draconic Destiny, and I have done my best. And it is in a Rakdos Artifacts shell. So Draconic Destiny, for those who don't know, it's a 3 costing aura. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1, has flying, haste, and 1. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It's dragon in addition to its other types. I'm not sure how that's ever relevant. Maybe in the next set they're going to make some more stuff for dragons, but this one, there isn't really a lot for dragons. When enchanted creature dies, return Draconic Destiny to its owner's hand. So if your creature doesn't get exiled or bounced or destroyed as you're casting Draconic Destiny on it, you're going to keep getting this back, which is a nice effect. The problem with this card really, or its weaknesses, are that it's expensive at 3. And it only gives +1/+1 flying and haste, which haste is not that helpful on a 3 cost card. Like, even on turn 4 I can play a 1-drop and give it haste. Well, that is not that helpful. +1/+1 and flying is nice. It can give evasion to certain cards, and that is kind of where I'm going with this deck. I originally tried putting this in decks with things with double strike, things like the 1/1 double strike white card that likes to be targeted. I can't remember what it was called. It was called the Illuminator Virtuoso, because I thought, well, at least I'll get to connive once. It'll be a 2/2 flying double strike on turn 3. But it just gets removed all the time. I mean, even once you put this on, it can still be cut down. It can be cut down in response. It can be gone for the throat. I mean, there's just too much good removal for this card to be particularly good. So what we're trying to do is play it in a place where it is harder to remove the creature we're targeting. And therefore I decided the best target creature for this is Patchwork Automaton. I wanted a creature with indestructible or hexproof, but they don't really exist. There is the 2-drop soldier, and I did create a little Boros Soldier's shell for this card, for the Destiny, but it was just like a bad version of Azorius Soldier, so it felt really wrong to make a video of that. So we've gone a bit more left field and we're making it around the Patchwork Automaton. So this is a 2 costing 1/1 construct with ward 2. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, put a 1/1 counter on it. So this can grow pretty quickly, providing we have a lot of artifacts in our deck, which we do. And it has ward 2, making it difficult to remove. That is the important point about this card. If we play it on turn 2, they can't cut it down until turn 3, and if they spend their whole turn cutting down this, it's not the end of the world. If we go first, then they're never going to cut this down pretty much. So they can't go for the throat on it because it's an artifact creature and it's got ward 2. So this is difficult to remove. The other thing in this deck that has ward is the Phyrexian Fleshgorger. This isn't a sort of surprise that this is in the deck. It is a really good card. This ward, it doesn't make it hard to remove, but it can make it damn expensive to remove. So this is usually a 3 costing 3/3 with menace, lifelink, and ward. Pay life equal to its power. So if we upgrade the power of this by putting Draconic Destiny on it, it becomes a 4/4 flying, menace, lifelink. It has incredible evasion, having flying and menace, and it's gaining us life back, so it's impossible to race. They have to remove it, and the nice thing is if it survives a turn and they try to, say, target this with any kind of spot removal spell, we can just pump up its power and make them pay a ton of life in order to remove the Fleshgorger by paying the 1 with the Draconic Destiny. So there is quite a nice little bit of synergy between these 2 cards. The reason it's not mind-blowingly good is that they both cost 3, so the earliest you're getting this off is turn 4, and even then they can just remove the Fleshgorger if they have the right tools. So I just don't think this is ever going to be mind-blowingly good, but this is one of the better cards to pair with it. To work with our automaton, we therefore have a bunch of different artifacts. Another card that obviously will work quite well with Draconic Destiny is the Phyrexian Dragon Engine. So this is the 2/2 double strike. As I've said, double strike cards this feels really good with, because giving it +1/+1 is sort of 2/2 on a double strike, and giving it flying, so giving a double strike evasiveness, and the ability to pump up its power is very nice on a double strike card. When it enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may discard your hand and draw 3, great, but the main thing really is that this melds with Mishra, so we're also playing Mishra for that reason. Since we're playing the right colours, if I'm playing this, it makes sense to play some copies of Mishra. That is where the deck sort of comes into a bit of a Mishra tribal deck, because we're also running Mishra Tamer of Fawa, because this is a 5 costing 4/4 human artificer legendary. Permanents you control have ward, sacrifice the permanent. Okay, giving our deck more ward, which is what I said I wanted for trying to play this on them, is great. And ward, sacrifice a permanent can be quite a difficult thing for people to deal with. And then each artifact in your graveyard has unearth, 1, a black and a red. So, you know, if we can bring back our Fleshgorger for a turn as a 7/5, sorry, with that, brilliant. Bring back this for cheaper than its built-in unearth of 5. We can even bring back the automaton or a Dragonspark Reactor for a turn if we want to. So there's lots of unearthed targets for this in the deck as well. So we're giving a bit of multi-Mishra fun in this deck. Other artifacts we have are 2 Lizard Blades, as previously mentioned. Double strike is nice with Draconic Destiny. More artifact creatures are good. Giving the automaton double strike full stop can be quite nice. And yeah, we can just use Lizard Blades as a 1/1 double strike that we can make a 2/2 flying haste double strike on turn 3 if we want to. We have 1 Razorlash Transmogrant. I only own 1 copy of this. It is a 2 costing artifact creature zombie, 3/1. It can't block, so that takes away quite a lot for me, but it has 6. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield with a 1/1 counter on it. It costs 4 less to activate if an opponent controls 4 or more non-basic lands. So against 3 colour decks, we can bring this back from our graveyard for 2, basically, as a 4/2. And if the nice thing about this is it pairs well with our sort of janky card, which is the Dragonspark Reactor. Dragonspark Reactor or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, put a charge counter on it. Pay 4, and it deals damage equal to the number of charge counters on it to target player, and that much to up to 1 target creature. So because the Dragonspark Reactor comes in with 1 counter on it, that's nice. We can keep bringing this back, which is nice. We can keep unearthing artifacts, which is nice to add to the tally of this. And we have 2 Reinforced Ronins, which keep bouncing back to our hand, and we can keep replaying them. So there's a little bit of a combo between these 2 cards as well. The reason that this card is interesting and nice is it gives us a little bit of like mid-range fight. The problem is if we get whatever Draconic Destiny is on removed and we don't have any creatures left, we can start to run a bit dry. However, if we can keep finding artifacts to play and this builds up, the opponent has to deal with it eventually, or they're just going to die from damage to the face. So it gives us a little bit of a threat, and artifacts can be quite hard to remove. So that's why we're playing just a couple of those in the deck. As I said, 2 Ronins, 2 Rabbit Battery. So Rabbit Battery is an interesting one in this deck. I don't normally run this card as it feels a little weak to me, but a 1/1 with haste that can give another creature 1/1 and haste for reconfigure of red. This obviously is quite nice with the Dragon Engine and Mishra combo, because they both need to be attacking in order to meld. If we are on turn 5, or we see that we have this around and we hold this in our hand, if we wait to turn 5 to cast this, we can cast and attack with potentially both of these unexpectedly, catch the opponent off guard, melding these 2, which could be nice. Not to mention that it is an artifact, and in a weird way it's got a little bit of like board wipe protection, because these 2 things that we can reconfigure under our other creatures mean that if the board does get wiped for whatever reason, we can have a couple of creatures left behind. I'm running 1 Mishra's Research Desk. This has been a bit of a high performer for me in other decks. It's a 1 costing artifact that has 1 and tap. Sacrifice the Research Desk, exile the top 2 cards of your library, choose 1. Until the end of the next turn you may play it, and it unearths for 2. So it's a cheap artifact for us to keep bringing in with the Dragonspark Reactor. It's a cheap artifact to cast to trigger the Patchwork Automaton. Note that Unearth doesn't trigger the Automaton, sadly, but we're only running 1 of them. It's just a way for us to get some card filtering and maybe assemble some of our combo. And then we've got 4 Go for the Throat and 2 Cut Downs as our removal spells. So running 6 removals on top of the 2 Dragonspark Reactors. I'm not expecting this deck to be mind-blowingly good, I have to say, but I think it should be at least fun, and having something janky like the Dragonspark Reactor and Draconic Destiny in a deck has to result in at least some fun, right? We are running a grand total of 22 artifacts, 25 lands. Look at our artifact selection. Rabbit, Phyrexian Lizard, Human Equipment, Dragon, Construct, Worm, Zombie, Samurai. What a set of artifacts we have. The lands are just the basic sort of red and black, 4, and then one of each of the special lands. Other than that, there's not a lot more to talk about. Let's have some games, see how we get on. Okie doke. First game. Sort this microphone out. There we go. Let's do this. Love Tigo Bitties. Sure. Could be alright. Get in for one. At least we've done 1 damage, if nothing else. Whew. It's basically a victory in itself. They need to work on the background music in this game, don't they? It's a bit doom and gloom. Hopefully something that we can cut down, then into Fleshgorger, then good to go. No, not something we can cut down. Come on. Let me do it. Take another damage. Come on, Grixis. Grixis Island. Lame. Will the Fleshgorger resolve? It's a low chance, but you never know. Well, it will. 1 on the bottom, that's what we like to see. Gonna bounce that as well. Cost you 3 life. Okay. I guess they still have a bounce spell because they're holding priority. So, I would love to play this, but we'll do this and we can always haste this next turn. Okay. Can't reconfigure it because we only got black, but we want a whole black open for cut down anyway. But okay, there is always that, I suppose. Burn down my house to ferry the temporal pilgrim.
The entire multiverse is at stake. Nobody knows the past better than you.
Get rid of that while we can. We might as well kill that. Another one. Another one.
Don't feel bad when you lose. I am here to
Bankbuster, draw, 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 draw. Automaton. Teferi down. Gotta stop these draws. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Bit too much land, but the opponent's gonna got quite a few draws to do. But if we pump all this land in here, they're gonna die. They need a point. Oh, they need a point removal. Whatever you call it. Target removal, points. Don't know. GG. Well, we won one. Okay. Absinthe. Looks fun. We'll go for the battery. Nice to have down when we've got this combo in our hand. Creature, enchantment, planeswalker. I would take the dragon engine, I think. The Ronin. Okay. They must have a plan for disrupting my combo then. Well, no, it's not a combo, you know what I mean. The meld. Automaton. I think we have to go with Fleshgorger. Too good of a threat on turn 3. You get a double white? No. So I'm probably not getting board wiped. They could have dragged below, whatever it's called. A little bit confused what's happening here from our opponent. Just cycling, but we still can't really see anything. The fact that they're running this discard spell. It's not the 5 costing quandary thing. Yeah, it is. I was about to say that's the only thing I can imagine them running. Could put this in and then equip the battery on it. That'll do a good amount of damage. Lose 5. Close. They better have an answer to this. Double malfunction, but we still end up with the rabbit battery. Still got our boy. Me. That quandary thing, that ain't winning any games. I won't put that in my list of cards that I give you a vote on because I know you guys would pick it. Okay. Surly Otter. Where the Vivian is that? I'm not sure about the lack of black. I mean, it's almost alright, but am I just tricking myself? How many black sources? 6 plus 8, 14. It's about 30% chance per card. Just under. Right, we're gonna go crazy. I wanna go crazy. The colourless cards are gonna do me proud. Ooh, zoo, zoo, zoo. Mono black maybe. Not gonna get a great return out of the Razorlash then. No block. At least I didn't save it and do it on this. If they removed the automaton, we'd be in some serious trouble. I wouldn't mind a black land now. squeeze. I've got my 2 Mishra Tamer of Fawa. I've got my 1 Razorlash. But do we know where we find the black mana? That is kind of taking the piss. Okay. Itchy hip. Okay, we'll give it another turn, and then we'll move on if we don't get it. I'm not really interested in playtesting a mana screwed deck. Not against the most boring deck in the format. There we go. It could be too late though, couldn't it? Yeah, it is. That was a bit rough. We'll try again. Phyrexian. Okay, this is better. Better. 2 lands again, but both colours and we're on the draw, so significantly improved situation. And a 1-drop. The Citadel Stalwart. Tap an untapped artifact or creature. Add 1 mana of any colour. Okie doke. Some kind of rampy thing going down there. I assumed they weren't blocking. You would normally block with your mana dorks. Okay. Not the nicest thing to do to cut down an underdog, but it's going to be in our way otherwise. Got better removal for the next biggest thing that comes out, so like that. Wouldn't mind another land, but you know, we can keep trading off 1 for 1 for now. I mean, still, yeah. That's not really what we need. Yeah, they get back there heavy. It's quite a bizarre deck. I guess it's they're running heavy. It's probably fight rigging. Come on. Where's all the lands? God's sake, deck. Painful. Kawazi 2, Shuffler 2. Okay, I got 3. We'll put this in, then we'll start dropping all the artifacts. The fact that it starts with 1 is quite nice. That much dropped. And up to 1 target creature. Get rid of that. With these, it's always when do you pop it, right? When do you pop it? Should have attacked. Actually had 1 mana open. They might have not blocked. So this is already up to 4 damage. Okay. Do we attack with the automaton? No. Wonder if anything big's coming down. I'm not too scared by these two. Attacking with Adeline or either means we just live game back with the Fleshgorger at the moment. Like so. Aha. Flying Menace lifelink with a nice ward stat. I wonder if they target this and we then buff its power. Yeah, I guess that would work. The ward would get more expensive in life. So it would be on the stack. Doesn't set the number when it goes on the stack, right? It sets the number when it comes off. It's a shame. Gonna win next turn. If it wasn't for that. Probably channel this now. Damn. They're going to get all their life back with this. Oh god. This was a flippin' Ratadrabic deck, isn't it? I would just like to now top deck a Dragon Engine. Still got 4 of them in the deck. 9%. It's not great, is it? Go to 1. 9 plus the 2 off of Sheldred. We've only got 1 chance anyway, so that's okay. Can't even cut that down. Can cut that down. Ah, I saw the artifact creature and I got excited. Ooh. Okay. Gustav. Not a bad hand. I'll keep. Wouldn't have minded 1 of my 1-drops. But there are only 7 in the deck. Hopefully this deck won't be running Farewell. So we might have a bit more of a chance. It's running Fable though. Fable and Blood Tithe Harvester combo assembled. Maybe we should be running Fable. Problem is it's not that great with the what's it called? Automaton. Okay. flips. Get rid of that just in case there's another harvester in their hand. That's quite nice, we haven't seen one of those yet. Ward, sacrifice a permanent. And it lets us unearth this for 3 if it lives. Probably going to die and then they sack the blood or something. Nope, they sacked their harvester for some wild reason. They must really need that blood token. Reckon a raid, not that great at this point in the game, right? Only 1 card left, so hopefully we can do some work. I think we'll go on the offensive. Oh, more removal off the top. But it is. Alright, might as well bring this back and take 3 cards. Yeah, I don't think we need to block this turn. And this is up to 7. And we'll definitely have at least 1 affordable artifact in hand next turn, just in case a Shelly or something turns up. Why aren't they using their blood token? It's like they've forgotten it exists. So 5, 8, and this costs 4, so we can play both of these and kill the road captain. 9, 10, that should be the game, I think. Bang bang. Bang bang. Some interesting plays by our opponent, but we got there. GG. Alright. Kamidana 406. Is it going to be soldiers? Because I got 2 go for the throats. Oops, why have I played that? I just completely didn't even see that card in my hand. It could be soldiers. But it could be legends. It's soldiers. The Fleshgorger. Pious Apparition. So annoying that that's still a soldier. So we can play this, stick that there, or we just kill this. That gives another 1/1, but Oh no, it doesn't, because it exiles. They can obviously double block, but yeah, felt unlikely. Yeah. Gotta say, that flying little shit. Do we just pop this on the Fleshgorger and attack? I reckon that looks like the way. They'll be scared because we're holding open black. And I'd more than happily take out the Sky Strike Officer, because infinite draws is not what we want to give them. But that was a very brave block, because imagine if we did have anything with this with this black. Even a cut down would have wrecked their day there. Unfortunately, the soldiers are gumming up the board already. The only thing that might save us is the Dragon Engine. That could do a right trick on them. That is unfortunately not the Dragon Engine. Let's channel the Ronin. We're probably not dead next turn, unless they have the flying thingamajig, and then we're dead anyway. Harbin or something it's called. Can't remember exactly. The 2 costing one. Just another veteran. God, we might be forced to block 7, 10, 15, 19, 22, and we can't block that one. So blocking for, oh god, so annoying. Let's see if it is the Dragon Engine. No. I wonder if they know they've got lethal. Well, not lethal, but force us to block. No, they're more interested in drawing. Can't block that with that, so I think we just let this all through and hope we top decker. Hope we top deck what we need, which is a Dragon Engine. No, that isn't what we need. GG. Alright. Last chance saloon for this deck, I think. Okay, we're playing against this. This is my kind of deck to play against samurais. If we can beat anything, it's samurais. What? This is neither samurai nor warrior. What is this deck? I'm concerned. Mostly for my opponent's mental health, but also if this does something crazy, then I will look stupid. Not for the first time, I think it is fair to say. What? What is this? What is going on here? Sushi, Ambitious Farmhand, and Exemplar. A Gunjo Exemplar. What is coming next? I can even predict. Just give me 2 lands in a row. Come on, game. I'm not about this not getting my lands thing that seems to keep happening with this deck. We're running 25 lands. It's not some crazily low amount. Alright, there's one. Ping. Ping. What is the... What am I missing? What would this deck be doing? What is this deck doing? Someone please assist. That's not what we need. Okay. You get a double block. Don't jump with the don't. I can't take it anymore. I everything you would expect the opponents to do, they just do the complete opposite. What? I don't. Look, we're going to lose to this unless you give me a land deck. Thank goodness. No. Oh my god. Thank goodness. Oh, that's it. That is it. I've had enough. Okay, scores on the doors. Now, obviously, the headline score doesn't look fantastic, but I would take this version with the 1 fewer Destiny and 2 fewer Ronins, because that Dragonspark Reactor edition did make quite a big difference. But still, out of 9 games, winning 5, losing 4, 56% win rate, it's not brilliant. I wouldn't say this is a deck to run out and try playing unless you have some really good ideas on how to improve it. But for me, this card, Draconic Destiny, I am struggling. I'm struggling to make this work well. I think if we get a decent indestructible card or hexproof card or just a really good ward card, then this could shoot up in playability. But at the moment, everything that you would want to play this on can just be removed too easily. That is my problem with it. So I did tried all sorts of different colour combinations, pretty much all of them, something in red and a couple of 3 colour ones, and this is the most interesting one I could come up with. I mean, it is obviously similar to the Phyrexian Dragon Engine Mishra deck from before, but we got to play the other Mishra, got to try out the Dragonspark Reactor again, which I've had fun with in the past, and a bunch of cheap artifacts, although this one less cheap. But yeah, I mean, it's not a brilliant deck, but I mean, 56% win within Mythic isn't the end of the world. I see things performing a lot worse all the time. So anyway, thank you very much for watching me attempt to try and make a deck out of Draconic Destiny. I might try and pick some more powerful cards for you to choose from next time, judging from how much of a beating I've taken trying to build a deck with this one. But no, it was quite good fun, and I do like to you know, not always just try and build the most strong deck. That is fun, but also having some fun and building some slightly different decks is fun too, as long as you don't lose too often, because losing puts me in a bad mood and then the videos become less fun. But yeah, sorry, thank you very much for watching. I'll stop rambling on now. I will see you next time.